So today's video is part 2 of things you should consider before getting your tattoo.
Welcome to the world of Bo.
Welcome to the world of Bo. Enter, really like and subscribe and leave a little happiness that you break in the comments.
Welcome back to part 2 of things you should consider before getting a tattoo. We're going to start off again with questions, and we're going to add them and just chat between us freely, and hopefully we'll all learn something. Luke, first question?
Right, so what is your design process like?
Okay, so we hear this a lot, and depending on the age of the tattoo artist and the experience and how equipped he is with modern technology and stuff like that, some tattoo artists still draw everything by hand, which takes forever. Some tattoo artists use a light box. Some tattoo artists use AI. Now, Luke's an artist that will now move with the times. He has done already anyway, but he uses AI. Now, this isn't a negative, because again, online you hear a lot of things negative about, oh, he's using AI, blah, 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 that's easy. Try it. Just because you design something with AI doesn't mean that it's easy, because you still have to tattoo it, and if you haven't got the skill set or the eye to see what you're designing and to know how that's going to convert into a tattoo, it doesn't really matter. Like I say, in the old days, older style tattoo artists would have a light box and they'd trace it round, and they'd have to do it again on the carbon paper, and if there's a mistake or something to add, it takes hours. The old process is ridiculous. With AI now, it gives Luke the ability to get a design that somebody wants. Once he's designed it, that's great, but on the day he can change it like that. It takes a few minutes, as opposed to you'll have to come back another time because it's going to take me 2 hours to design it, type of thing.
Because when I was designing a couple of years ago, before I was using AI, it would take me at least probably 2 hours, probably more, to find the right reference image, and I'll be scrolling through Pinterest on and on.
But it's also the light source on the reference
and
image.
the lights, you need to find the one with the right light source as
so you
well.
want the right contrast on the image.
Whereas now with AI, I use Grok AI, and it's the best one. I can type in exactly what I want, exactly how I want the contrast, exactly how I want it to look, and then it will just generate some images, and I'll just pick the best one which I think would suit the tattoo the best. So,
and it reduces his design time from what could usually take 4 or 5 hours or whatever, or even multiple days depending on how big the design is, to minutes.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's still on the tattoo artist to produce that into a tattoo, to turn that into a tattoo. The tattoo artist still needs a skill set to do it, so it's not taking anything away from the tattoo artist, it's just making life easier.
I think many tattoo artists use AI now as well, so it's pretty much a common thing.
But one mistake which we've seen a few tattoo artists do, sometimes when you give AI a descriptive or what you want, AI tends to be very general in the way it does things, so you need to double check everything.
Yeah.
We've seen tattoo artists, and they've been called out for it as well, posted pictures of hands or feet. Now, hands and feet for AI seem to be an issue. So, like I say, recently there was a tattoo doing the rounds where a tattoo artist had designed it with AI, but he hadn't checked the fingers, and there was actually 6 fingers on the tattoo design. And not checking it, he went along and tattooed the 6 fingers on that design, which, if you've got a tattoo hand with 6 fingers on it, it's not a good look. Do you know what I mean? Unless it's intended. But so if you are a tattoo artist and you are designing with AI, just double and triple check beforehand, because it does get things slightly wrong sometimes, like Roman numerals. Because again, another issue, clocks, and another issue we've had with Roman numerals is sometimes when people bring in objects or tattoo designs they want, or styles they want with certain specific dates, if you're looking for a Roman numeral date, make sure it's the English version, because again, in the UK we go day, month, year. In America they go month, day, year. So if you go Roman numerals and you design it on an American website, the chances are you're going to get the month first and the day second and the year last, which is going to be a completely different date to what you want if you're in the UK. So just be mindful of what you're doing and double check everything beforehand. And if you're unsure, ask your tattoo artist, that's what we're there for.
Yeah.
Next question.
Right, do I need to pay a deposit, and what payment methods do you use?
Right, at Black Omens, yes, you do need to pay a deposit, and the simple reason is, and we do have people message us all the time, why have we got to pay a deposit? My old tattoo artist never asked for a deposit. Well, maybe your old tattoo artist wasn't doing things properly, because if you think any tattoo artist out there is going to start on a design for you, spend 3 or 4 hours of his time designing, not just the thought process but the actual design as well, for no deposit. So you can then take that design and go somewhere else, or take that design and decide you don't want it anyway. That's not going to happen. So the deposit is, one, is there to secure that you're serious about the tattoo you're asking for, so he's not wasting his time. And two, it means you're going to bring the tattoo to him. Because again, you do get people out there who want to design, but their artist can't design so well, so they'll go to another tattoo artist, ask him to design it, and then they'll bring it back to the cheaper tattoo artist. Even though it's not going to be done as good, they see price as the big deal in things. And realistically, when it comes to tattooing, the price is never the deciding factor, or shouldn't be.
Another thing you hear as well, sometimes it's a common thing, I'm sure every tattoo artist has heard of it, when they say, "I'll just draw it up and send it to me and I'll see if I like it and then I'll get it, if I like it."
That's like asking someone to, "Oh, just come and dig my garden up and then if I like it, I'll pay you." It's not going to happen. Tattoo artists, it is a career. It's people putting effort and time in it. You might think he's just sitting on his bum designing whatever, but that's not the case. There's so much more goes into tattooing there now. You've got the stress levels, you've got anxiety. I think anxiety and stress is really high in most tattoo artists out there, because remember, they're tattooing your skin permanently. So it might be stressful for you, but you imagine that tattoo artist is actually doing it. He wants to get everything right as possible. So give your tattoo artist a little bit more respect and understand the process.
In the design process as well, it's you're doing it, the tattoo artist does it in their own time, and they don't usually charge for the design, so the design is included in the whole tattoo.
In the overall cost anyway.
As opposed to, I think there are some tattoo artists that charge per design and for the tattoo as well, but
that tends to be more, I think, in the States and stuff like that, where people get charged for a design and then they'll get charged for the tattoo on top. Where most artists, I'm not saying all artists because everyone does their own thing, but I think most artists in the UK will design your tattoo and include that in the price. So again, when you are asking for a price, an hourly rate, so that take into account that they're going to put 3 or 4 hours, if it's a complex design, into your tattoo and not see anything from that. They're doing that on the proviso that you're going to book in for that tattoo.
I'm going to show up, yeah.
And definitely show up, because that's another issue which we'll talk about later.
And the payment methods, it's through our website, isn't it? We use
we use different payment methods, and again, not all tattoo artists are the same. We'd like to do everything 100% as good as we can. So we not only have a card machine at the shop where you can pay by card if you want to. Obviously, if you want to bring cash in, cash is fine as well. But we also have an online website where you can pay online. We use PayPal, which is a secure platform. If you haven't got PayPal, and some people message us and they can't get in PayPal, or for whatever reason their PayPal's blocked or whatever, so we also have a buffer account which we can send them the bank details then, so they can do a bank transfer to the bank account and we can take payment that way. But understand that if you're not paying a deposit, you're not going to get any work done, because no one's stupid enough to work 4 or 5 hours for free, because life's just not worth that, and literally no one can afford to do that. So have some respect for your tattoo artists and understand the process that we're talking about. Next question.
Right, do you offer free touch-ups?
Right, this is another thing, and I don't know where it stems from. I think back in the day when tattoo artists didn't have to spend a crazy fortune to actually tattoo legally, they might have said, yeah, come back and I'll touch it up, sort of thing. But it doesn't work like that anymore. What we suggest to our customers is, if for some reason you've gone out, your tattoo hasn't worked out the way you wanted, maybe, and most of the time, or I'd say at least 99% of the time, during the itchy phase of the tattooing, the client has been picking it out and there's white spots appeared, or they've rubbed it, or they've grazed it, or they've, I don't know, opened a drawer and jammed their leg, or crashed it, done something and grazed the ink out, whatever else. The tattoo artist, if you ask nicely, will be more than happy to touch that up for you, but usually, and it makes sense, they'll do it in your next tattoo session, because for them to set up a complete setup again to tattoo a couple of blobs or a couple of bits on you is pointless, and it's very expensive. And if you want that for free, yeah, everybody does. It's do you know what I mean? Why would a tattoo artist do that and cost himself even more? What we tend to do is, when customers come in, if they've picked some ink out or whatever else, we'll say, well, in your next session when you book in, we'll do it then, we'll touch it up then for you, and it's done. You've got the tattoo sorted, everything's happy. But be mindful as well that after you leave the studio, the tattoo is on your head. You've got to take care of that tattoo.
It's your responsibility.
And yeah, it's your responsibility. Not everybody does that, but that's life, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Anything to add, or?
No, that's pretty much it, really. Next question. What should I bring or do to prepare for the tattoo appointment?
Right, again, this is a loaded question, but we tend to get a lot of people do a lot of different things. Now, if you're coming for a 2-hour session, it doesn't really matter. A couple of hours ain't really going to do a lot to you, so it's not going to be a big issue. If you're coming in for a full day booking or the 12-hour bottomless sitting that we do now at Black Omens, it's a big day. So, number one, you want to make sure you've got food in your belly. So make sure you have a good breakfast. And when I say good breakfast, do you know what I mean? A chocolate bar ain't enough. You want something solid to keep you going, because your energy levels, they will start drooping about, and your sugar levels will start drooping about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So make sure you get a good breakfast. If you want to bring snacks with you, that's not a problem either. You can or lunch pack or something like that. You can sit down and have your lunch during a break or whatever else. What I would say about drinking, you want to bring plenty of water if the studio does supply it, but also reduce your caffeine. Because a lot of people at the moment think it's all about caffeine. We get so many people come to the studio and they've bought, I don't know, 3 or 4 cans of Monster for a day sitting. It's crazy. Now, caffeine's a central nervous stimulant, so that's going to increase your heart rate and increase the flow of blood around your body, which will make you bleed out easier.
More sensitive.
So it not only makes you more sensitive to the needle, but it'll make you the risk of you bleeding, because it thins your blood and increases your heart rate, a lot better. What I would say is, for your tattoo day, even if you drink loads of caffeine any other days, on your tattoo day, use sugar to go carbs. Go your Lucasades or your Tango oranges or stuff, anything that you like, but we reduce caffeine. Another thing we've noticed in our customers, and I don't know the science behind it because I'm not a scientist, but people who tend to drink a lot of caffeine, if they're using numbing cream, the numbing cream doesn't work half as good. It tends to work out faster. Now, I'm guessing it's something to do with the speed again of the blood racing around your body, because it's a stimulant. So I would say, if you're going to use numbing cream as well, I'd avoid caffeine. One coffee ain't going to be a problem, but if you're drinking 3 or 4 cans of Monster during your tattoo session, you'll find that probably will be an issue.
I think, like, if you've got to have a coffee in the morning or a Red Bull, that's fine, but nothing crazy excess.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those things. At Black Omens, we'll provide you bottles of water if you want a bottle of water, and we'll do teas and coffees for you if you want a tea or coffee. We do have some canned pops in there as well, but we also have a section where we've got a little sweet section where there's lollipops, chocolate bars and sweets like Moams, chews and stuff like that. Things that'll get sugar in your system fast. So not all tattoo studios do this, and not all tattoo studios will accommodate that, but we do. But be mindful before you set up. Also, from a clothing point of view, when you come in for your tattoo, do not wear your best clothes. We've had people coming for tattoos and then, oh yeah, I bought this brand new yesterday, it cost me 70 quid. So why are you wearing it for a tattoo sitting? Because accidents happen in a studio. Stencil, the purple of the stencil, the stencil print is terrible to get off. Not only off your skin, but off clothes, it's murderous. Tattoo ink spray sometimes, tattoo ink drip sometimes. You want to avoid anything white. I mean, literally, coming in your worst clothes. Even if you turn up looking like a hobo, coming in your worst clothes. Stuff that if it does get ink on, it's not going to be an issue for yourself. Stuff that if it does get a splash of this or splash of that, you'll be fine with, because not always happens, but there's a chance it could happen. So
that's
again,
why we wear black.
Yeah, you'll find a lot of tattoo artists on the same. When most tattoo artists start, they're in fully coloured, like pastel colours and everything else. But over the years, you learn quickly that if you want your clothes to last, you've got to wear black, because it'll have print on it. So most tattoo artists stick with the black colours now, because that way it just shouldn't show the mistakes of the ink spray and whatever else.
I have seen some tattoo artists on like Instagram, TikTok who do tattoo in coloured clothes, and fair play to them. So I don't know how they do it.
If that's what they want to do, then like I said, every tattoo artist is different, but you tend to learn from your lessons, and you know what I mean, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Right. So the next question is, what if I want to add something last minute to the design?
Right, this is how it works. Again, going back to what we was on about, the way the tattoo artist designs. If the tattoo artist is sort of like old school, he's not going to want to add something to the last minute for you. A lot of tattoo artists can. If there's a freehand drawer tattoo artist, that'll be great, he'll do that as well, it's not a problem. But again, you're going to have to check with your tattoo artist. But like I say, because Luke designs in AI, if he wants something adding to it or taking away from it, it's not a problem for him to change the font on any lettering, or change an image, or add an image, make it bigger, make it smaller. all these different little things he can do on the spot. And a lot of our clients, and if you're one of our clients, you'll know because you've probably been through the experience. When you come in, you go, oh, I had a great idea, can you add this to it, and can we do this, or can we make this bigger and this smaller? And Luke does that on the spot for you because that's what it's about. Again, decide or talk with your tattoo artist to start with, because some tattoo artists, if they're pushed back to back to back and they haven't got time to that in between, then obviously you're going to have to make a new session and come in another time for it. But most people have the ability to do that and can do that, but again, it does differ between tattoo artists.
I mean, like, tweaking something last minute and changing something here and there isn't too much of a problem. It's usually fine. It's just if you want to change the whole design, the whole concept, that would be a massive kind of problem, and it would actually take up time during the tattoo session, so you'd actually get less tattooing done per your session because most of that time would be taken up really doing the design.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just common sense really. Your tattoo artist, if you're booked in for a smaller session and you're not covered for the whole day, you've only got a certain amount of time you can basically do things for. Most tattoo artists don't go back to back to back to back. So if you've got someone in, say, 12 till 3, they'll have an hour's gap then to obviously get a new setup and whatever else, and then the next one will probably be in at 4. So as long as it's something small that you can get sorted quickly, it won't be a problem. Also, again, if you change things at the last time, the chances are that that's going to be on your time.
Yeah. That's
so again, if you're looking from a price point view, most tattoo artists, this is one of the reasons why we at Black Omens design everything two days before. So you get your stencil 2 days before, and that way then if there's anything you want changing, we can change it. But on the day, if you come in and say, oh, can you change this and this? Yes, we can do that, but that's going to be then on your time. So if you book a day session which is 7 hours for us, and you want like 2 hours of changes, that's going to be the first 2 hours of your session is going to be down to that, which means you're not going to get as much done from the tattooing point of view. So again, help your tattoo artist out, talk to him, explain to him what you want, but also be 100% sure of what you want, because remember, it's not something you can just wipe off and start again next week sort of thing. Even if you get tattoo removal for a tattoo you don't like, it's going to take years to get that sorted properly.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We'll cover.
Great. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got some information out of that. If there's any other questions you want to ask, please leave some comments below. We'd like it if you would like and subscribe. That'll help us get our message out there a little bit more. And hopefully we'll see you all soon. So bye for now.
Bye for now.
Strangely, the dawn is approaching, and for now, I bid you all farewell.